Yep, pretty much.
I don't know if you even want to waste your time recording this.
Well, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, you can always delete it when it's fucking retarded.
Oh, that's
Oh,
that's how it runs. Unfortunately, it's finals week in college, so majority of people
And
are busy through pain and packing.
Rohan's at home.
I'm
Can't
packing.
pack. A little packing.
Hello.
whatever.
Mother bitch. You bitch.
I have
Piece of
no
shit.
idea how or what we would run here.
So,
I'm trying.
correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Madman Morrison
Yep.
up Alexei Stone Cold Stukov in some conflict and brought him with him.
It cut out. Are you talking about what brought Alexei into the military and that whole conflict that
Yes,
happened? Yeah.
because Morrison and Stukov have history, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And Duff also has history with Kelly. Or I'm sorry, with Paul.
Yes, but that happened after the event with Stukov. I will cover to the point I know, and then I will let
Well, I
Stukov
guess here's my
talk.
my question: Why would why would Duff not be there?
Well, over the course of the 1 year war and throughout and everything.
Yeah, I enlisted right after the 1 year war ended.
Yeah. So, the event
So
which introduced.
so who has Paul known longer?
Dukov.
Technically, for the longer amount of time, Stukov, but in the time amount that he's spent around a person, it is Duff.
The
Because
quality of time is
America.
obviously Duff, but the length of time is Alexei.
Yes,
That's
he
why
met
that's why you're
Alexei
so
before.
forgiving with him, right?
Pretty
Right.
much, and also the sheer fact that he remembers him, but he doesn't really remember the fact, and the entire thing that's stuck in his brain is like, oh, this man helped, you know, make sure I didn't die, kind of thing. Like
While
him and his
also
people.
revealing a lot of military secrets.
But he doesn't remember that due to
Soviet era drugs.
the copious amount of drugs that were pumped into his system for the 2 weeks when he was MIA. Yeah. So,
So should we RP the meeting of Paul and Duff? Would Stukov be there?
no, I do not believe so because after the incident between, or after Morrison returned, Stukov immediately enrolled into the academy and would have been training to be a pilot. So when Duff would have first met Paul, Stukov would have been off beginning his time at the academy and working his way up to pilot rank to graduate.
See, I'm trying to figure out a timeline to where those three characters would be together without the other two.
Well, the other two were just straight up picked off a list of recruitments when it came down to it. Like, when the
Right.
list of
You
people
guys
came
didn't
up, we saw it's
really.
like guerrilla soldier from Burma, here, country boy with skill behind the works, just grabbed him. Actually, I'm pretty sure just for logistics reasons and the personality. Well, no, it would have been Morrison and Till who would have been in charge of choosing people for the teams. He would have consulted his team about the people. Yeah.
Right. But Dipper and Akar were like the freshest of recruits when we started.
Yes. So technically, the training mission that occurred there was their first time facing off against those other pilots, and most likely in a face-to-face confrontation would have been the other twos as well, but they would have known them and been around the base for a bit longer before those two showed up. Or I don't know if they would have been stationed and moved elsewhere due to particular events.
Let's say, as far as I was concerned, those two were like fresh out of the academy.
Yeah, no, they are. They are
So,
the
so they were
freshest
like
two.
academy, and then instantly went to Japan.
Yeah. So the path of Morrison as well was the academy straight into Ukraine during '79 when the 1 Year War was, because he graduated officially when the colony was dropped onto Australia.
I thought the drop made him join, a la like
That was the
9
original
11.
thing. I had to work it around due to age, since he had to be older in the lieutenant class kind of thing, since that rank was put onto him. So he was offered more money to join the military, and also remembered stories from his grandfather who served, not this style or kind of thing, but he was a military man before, and he's like, I'm gonna do this. His dad was pissed because he's an alumni of Oklahoma, but he understood and said, all right, have a good time. They went off working with Anaheim and everything, and they were in a meet in Australia during his graduation because they're working people and they really didn't approve of military at first, so they didn't show up to his graduation. And good parent lesson 101: if you don't show up to your child's graduation, some space Nazis are going to drop a human inhabitant on top of you. So they died.
That's the
He,
first time I've heard it described like that.
yep, that's that's pretty much his story. So, he was pissed because now he is the well, to his current knowledge, the last living member of the Morrison family. Because his grandfather died when he was younger. Both of his parents were killed, and he didn't have any siblings per se.
My parents are alive.
Congratulations. And he went to the
You
war
are
with a
out of the running for being Batman.
Mhm.
Yes. It is I, Robin.
And so he went to war with a chip on his shoulder and was quite aggressive, which earned him the nickname Madman at first. And then the entire Halo drop incident, and the reason I'm still referring it to Halo rather than that is because he was in a field truck, like what you saw in 0079 8th Mobile Suit Group. So he was gunner in Rio in one of those, because
Hover truck.
in hover truck, that's the official name. There we go. And it had parachutes, which got shot down under flak fire, as well as another suit. So, the gravity of the truck and everything, it crushed and was damaged, and then again was partly crushed by a falling mobile suit on top of it. And that crushing kill would have murdered the guy the ensign he was also working with in the truck, the driver, who was Dale Gordon. So both of them went through the academy together, got placed into the same team, and were operating the same hover truck. So at that point, Dale was like his best friend going through the Federation and everything, and got turned into a fucking pancake underneath a hover truck and a mobile suit. And that is also the same event that basically crippled and just shattered the lower left part of his leg at that point, because where all this crashed down was right next to Stukov's village. And since Dan has more of the information on that, I'll let him take over the process of everything that happened in those 2 weeks.
Uh, Long story short, from the perspective of Sukov, Morrison was incompetent. Like a giant suit fell on a van that he was like driving around basically with another ensign, right?
Yeah, so I'm assuming at this point he also didn't see the van fall out of the sky.
Yeah. It's just a giant crate with like a mobile suit in it.
Mm-hmm.
And so Stukov and his men just rummaged through the suit, got a bunch of electronic parts, started studying them. Morrison was put on all hell of drugs and was used to just get information out while trying to stabilize him.
Yeah, so the entire time he was basically just doped up. They healed wounds, amputated his leg, and questioned him about the suit and the electronics and everything like that. And also the past, which told him about the academy and everything, which gave Stukov the idea to join it for future purposes. Which I guess this also isn't in character, so I guess after we're done describing this timeline, you can also go about the motives of Stukov as well. But yeah, and so after the 2 weeks of being heavily doped off and everything, he was driven and dropped off at the woods right next to the Ukrainian encampment, and just basically Crutch walked his way back into the military base where his entire team thought he had died along because nothing was really found of any of the ships. So they marked the pilot and both ensigns who were in the truck as KIA. And then Morrison was the only one of the three to show back up and was put into the ICU of the tent for 2 weeks, stabilized blood work, medicine, installed a new leg on him, and then he worked in between the hover truck and a suit. And up until the end, I know Bo and Toby are very familiar with the ending of the 8th mobile suit with, the giant. I don't want to call it the Oracle because I know it's something else. It's Oracle Obelisk, whatever it was.
Obelisk.
Obelisk, yeah. That comes out of the mountain, blows a hole basically right through a mountain, and blows up, and Easy 8 kind of takes it down and is also gone. Well, Morrison was also part of one of the first rescue teams that was seen in the credits, going in to look for A, survivors from the base to be captured for Xeons, and B, remnants of the pilot suit and pilot of Easy 8 with nothing to be found. And then after that was sentenced back, and his entire division was put on relief group for areas that were affected, and other operations like that. He was promoted to a lieutenant junior grade, and then he met Duff Kelly, who was deployed there at the end through everything else. So, Duff.
So that was like the time of like Miller's report.
Yes, during the time of Miller's report is when Duff first met Paul.
So, 0080.
Yes, 0080.
Yep. Oh, yeah. I just wasn't listed.
Yeah. So, and it was basically Paul saw him, grabbed him since he didn't have anyone else, took him under his wing, at first unwillingly, since their personalities clashed at first, with Paul still being amped, but yet now humbled due to the losing of his leg. Hate to say humbled around Paul Morrison. He's not a very humbled man. He's still crazy. But
So, just going off your like show knowledge, I guess.
yeah.
Like you're doing pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
If you wanna, this is a pretty good read. I just shared it in the story channel.
Yeah.
This is literally like the Earth Federation history.
Mm-hmm.
Like there is the Earth Federation maintained a military academy on Earth. It's in Germany.
Yeah, that is the one that
Germany.
all 5 of the people here would have gone through when it came to everything.
There's not one in North America?
Nope.
No.
There's only
So,
one in the entire universe.
in this era, really like Earth as like regions, everyone speaks English now, basically. Or if you watch it in
Japanese,
Japanese,
yeah.
everyone speaks Japanese. But so like for our purposes, everyone speaks English. There are no longer countries. It's the Earth Sphere Federation. So all the countries have come together to join,
Hmm.
and it's basically like the UN of today took over. And the same way that we have state governments going to the Capitol in Washington, D.C., and doing the Senate and the representatives and shit like that. Now, instead of that, now countries are doing that. Nah, man.
Yeah. So also reading through this, uh, these guys in this force at least hadn't done any of the fighting in space or any of the colonies like that. So they just primarily been doing all the Earth side fighting conflicts or base training and stuff. And since Duff was also, you're saying he's enlisted, right?
What do you mean?
No.
Like, would he have gone through the academy?
Yeah, I went through the academy.
Okay, so he had just basically gotten there fresh off the boat and just Morrison grabbed him and said, "You're coming."
Yeah.
And they bounced around different bases and everything, tactics and stuff like that, and pretty much how it went is, I believe, in 81, since this is taking place in 82, Stukov would have officially graduated the academy at that point. And minorly remembering his name on his list, and Alexei clearly remembering Morrison when he saw him as a potential team, kind of shot a letter and was just added in as like the third group of, like the third member of that. So the three of them had been going around technically as a group. The other two had gone in and out until, because I'm going to keep it up until this point, until 82. Morrison had not been an official lieutenant per se. He was always a junior grade, so there's someone above him in different ranks. And when he was finally promoted on the Japanese, or like he was promoted to lieutenant and sent to the Yushin Valley base as a lieutenant, he brought Duff and Stukov with him and pulled two fresh ensigns off the list. So this is the first team he's officially ran, but they've been a part of other special task force that have basically just test piloted and are indeed captured Xeon suits. So their conflict levels outside of the 1 year war were low. There were a lot of the teams who were figuring out the technologies, how they were worked, and how they operated with the enemy mobile suits and how to better fight against them. Like what you saw in the training thing, where the other people had the suits versus the normal ones. So that's where some of the knowledge about air vents and everything from Stukov would have come in with intake and everything, since we had both piloted and fought against those at several other bases around the world. But under different
He stood
strategies
out.
or
That's
things.
why he got promoted so much more than Stukov, because Stukov kept
Stukov kept.
disrespecting the chain of command, I would assume.
Mm-hmm. And
Like he typically
had
does.
several other events that happened with other bases and around certain officials where he has received a lot of demerits in his time.
I had one.
Well, one at this base. I'm just giving that there. But yeah,
Wait,
that
Girls
did
is.
I
has done
have one?
nothing wrong. This is
Yeah.
slander.
I'm trying to create stuff based on what I know your character does or what your character's motives were. And if they're getting shuffled around different bases, there are
Yeah.
different commanders or high ranking officers at certain places.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what happened there. And also, he's just a very quiet, demeanored person, so he didn't stand out a whole lot on the battlefield. He stuck back with his rifle, picked people off, and of course, he couldn't always be in the sniper unit, so he fared decently with automatic rifles, but they were not his forte. just single shot things. Precision is what Stukov goes for more than fire rate kind of thing. So yeah, that is the history of Morrison and how he dragged along these three. I'll open the floor to Daniel to talk about Alexi's past time in the academy and events that happened at prior bases before getting to the Yushin.
I haven't written about prior stuff, like in terms of bases.
Well,
I just have a
I mean,
general backstory and
I completely improvised those events, like just to go into detail as to why he would have earned a demerit kind of thing.
I'm just concerned that I can't think of anything on the spot.
Okay.
Would there be simulators in certain bases?
I mean, we've got simulators for training fighter pilots and helicopter pilots and space shuttle pilots now. I mean, why wouldn't there be in the future?
I didn't know if that would be canon, but I would say that would be Duff's main thing. It's just like
Well, I
all his
mean,
time off when he wasn't. Because
if our
I,
question is canon, I've never seen them.
yeah, fair enough. But saying, I would say yes, they would have trainers, right? I would think that that would be, or I know that's what Duff would be doing, because he's just always been so interested in combat. So it's just take in everything you can, so that when you actually did find combat, if you ever did, you would be good at it. And at that point, I started doing so good in the training. That's how he just built up, and got to what was it? It was the ensign first class.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what he started off at.
yeah. Hard work. Just sticking to it, staying in the books, adding a lot of input, which I did when we did the training thing. Like, oh, adding a bunch of input about what I think about the mobile suits, and no one was really saying anything.
I'm trying to figure out what kind of training stuff there was. So there is an FX 705 RX 78 simulation experiment type mobile suit.
True. I would have said he also could have read a whole lot about the suits, but also knowing most of our
Up doesn't
characters, I think there's only one character who would minorly read, and that just comes up to be Stukov.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really like at least on the fandom, not seeing any training. Well, like even in the origin story where Char goes to the Xeon Military Academy, it's all that's all pre-mobile suits and all that shit. So
Mm-hmm.
they're still training in like a traditional sense, like a traditional military. They're like got guns and backpacks. They're taking like rook hikes. Like they do have the little jetpack thingies though, Luke.
Yeah, no, I openly had and destroyed one of those, and nearly gave Paul a concussion last time he touched one. Mainly,
Nearly.
uh, well, I mean, he was able to be left to do his job immediately after, so. Or, well, no, that could have happened 2 days prior to it. since that entire event could have happened when they were trying to get to the island during the board phase.
Duff is just very concerned for Morrison's well-being. That's the only reason he hasn't requested a transfer.
Just saw a crazy man hobbling around on one leg after a war and just said, "Oh no." So, like, what would you say was either Duff's motivation to join the academy or life before the academy, kind of thing? Like that part of the character.
Duff obviously grew up on a farm, and he always wanted to see the world. And he's like, well, his dad said, you know, your grandfather was in the military and he got to travel all over the place. Oh, I'll do that then. And then the next day he went and enlisted, and his dad's like, "Oh, I didn't think you were actually gonna." Yep, no, I'm gone.
Yeah, well.
Get all right, free traveling. That's fine with me. Might get to see space too. That's kind of cool.
Mhm.
And yeah,
My
he
potatoes will
enlisted.
grow in space.
Space.
So, yeah.
I really don't like space combat. I don't know how that's gonna go.
Mm-hmm. I have a feeling it's going to be quite clunky, judging by the group we have here and our concept of mobility.
No one ever remembering where the fuck they're at.
Pretty much. That is why we always need a person running the map every time we go on one of these.
I suppose I could shed some light on Captain Leland Arlo,
Okay.
even though I don't necessarily have a character, but that's who I play the most. Right. So Arlo was born in the year 0050 and served in the Jupiter escort fleet that was recovering fuel from Jupiter and bringing it back to the colonies, and that's where he moved up through the ranks and fought with the Lando Bell.
Endo Bell from Star Wars.
No, that's not it. Londo Bell.
On
Wanda.
Yeah. Yeah, Londo Bell. Under Bright Noah. And that's where he became a captain. Fought with them through Char's counterattack. And then after nope. I got my dates off. Never mind. Londo Bell was formed in UC 0090. I thought it was 0080. I got my years wrong. Never mind.
Jesus Christ.
Huh? We're before them?
A little bit.
The Badgers? Wait, no, we're no longer the Badgers. We've been given a completely new number.
Badgers, 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 mushroom, mushroom.
No, but all of our radio call signs are still based on Badgers, so still the Badger team.
Well, that's just you're like your team's name, like like the VF whatever Jolly Rogers, and then the United States Navy.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Bro, you guys are even before the Titans were formed, because they were formed in 0083.
Damn.
Oh, duh. God, I'm an idiot. Remember the last episode of Stardust Memory? That is literally the guys from the Albion being the first Titans.
Yes.
Yeah. So, we're the original badasses if this were canon.
We were badasses that no one knew about because obviously we're
It's the
We are the
forgotten memory.
We're the
Yeah.
expendables. We are the forgotten ones.
we're more forgettable than Alex.
Yeah.
Yes.
They at least had a Gundam. We will.
At some we just have now painted mobile suits.
Yes. Pretty cool
Cheap
though.
Gundam knockoffs
Mm-hmm.
that Dare calls itself an
We have
RX
SI.
series.
They have Type R's. No, wait, that'd be no. We have S. No, what is it? M. What is the performance Mercedes? I can't remember.
AMG.
AMG. Yeah. We got baseballs with AMG stickers slapped on them.
You got a WX with an STI wing on it.
Bro, it's almost as fast. I mean, just got one less gear. Means I don't have to shift as much. Kick
Then
your
half a
ass.
liter.
Yeah.
Basically, and to keep it with the modern times, it's just running the Bad Batch armor,
For the 90s.
where we're basically the same as everybody else out there, but just all slightly different in a mental way to where we don't fully follow the orders of what we're given.
We complete missions.
We do complete missions in our own unique manners.
Oh, I think I got it. Oh, fuck.
How the fuck does Caleb play this?
I am utterly terrified, judging by how everything goes, and we're supposed to be forgotten how this is entirely going to end. I really hope this isn't going to be like a Fury ending, like the movie Fury.
About the game.
Where everyone dies.
Yeah, except for one person who's left with survivor's remorse.
You know it's gonna be Morrison.
Oh, that. Please, the man who's
Just
already
two
had
peg
a
legs
leg
and a
blown
fake
off.
arm. Yeah.
Please, if Morrison survives, the entire thing I was planning on that being is he loses his left arm as well, and one of his last lines is, "It's all good. I'm all right." Just completely missing most of the
No.
He's
left
supposed to be
side of
saying
his
that to
body.
Duff, and Duff, like, punches him.
Pretty much. that was how that interaction was gonna go.
All right, so Leland Arlo gets his stripes at the Battle of Abawaku.
If I'm to be correct, isn't that taking place in the area that is also now referred to as the Graveyard of Space?
Yes.
Yes.
Ooh,
He survived.
I know he survived, and I'm also now
Okay.
contemplating the fact that
This
Morrison
could be a whole
continues
lost
to,
scenario. Now that we're thinking about it, we could have all been dead a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, no,
Morrison could have died in the crash. I could have had a heart attack in fucking training. Stukov was an old diplomat that ended up dying, and that's like his younger self. Like, come on, dude. This is very possible. How many people were close to death?
A lot of us. A lot of us have almost died already throughout the first 4 episodes of making this.
So,
Yeah.
Leland Arlo has a great, deep-seated hatred for the Zeon because he witnessed Giranzabi's speech during the Battle of Abawaku. Because then, Toby, I know you've heard that, right?
Oh yeah.
Then
It's a
Luke,
hell
you may have heard it.
Yeah, it's definitely an intense speech.
You can summarize it pretty quick. Fuck off.
Fuck.
Look it up real fast. I see one of you streaming.
No. Nope.
What was it called?
Just look up Giranzabi's speech about Baku Stardust Memory. Well, now wait a minute.
What? I address the Earth Federal Forces and the loyal warriors of the Duchy of Zeon. You now face the Galaz fleet.
This is not right.
Yeah.
It's not Stardust Memory.
Isn't it in
It's in 0079.
Oh fuck. I think it is, yeah. That didn't add up. I don't know why you said
Yeah.
Stardust.
Yep, there it is. English dub.
We have lost a hero to our glorious and noble cause. But does this foreshadow our defeat? No, it is a new beginning. Compared to Earth Federation, the national resources of Zeon are less than 1/30th of theirs. Despite this major difference, how is it that we've been able to
So
fight
just
the
real quick,
Federation
we're not
for
gonna
so
do any
long?
main story tonight, right?
No, this is just looking at everybody's
No.
past
Alright.
character stuff like that.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna hop out in that case.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
problem.
I'm sorry, I'm really exhausted as well. Just trying to stay in.
It's all good. Go get some sleep, Dad.
Yes, have a great night, guys. Until next week.
Until next week.
Yep.
Long. It is because our goal in this war is a righteous one.
This is Garmus
Fucking
funeral.
reuse
It's
fat
nothing more
ass.
than a propaganda campaign aimed against the Federation. Amaral, you could learn a lot from this. Yes, sir.
It's been over 50
Yes,
years
sir.
since the elite of Earth, consumed by greed, took control of the Earth Federation. We want our freedom. Never forget the times when the Federation has trampled us. We, the Principality of Zeon, have had a long and arduous struggle to achieve freedom
Oh,
for
Ramba
all
Raw.
citizens of our great nation.
OG
Our fight is
motherfucker.
sacred, our cause divine. My beloved brother Garma Zabi was sacrificed. Why?
Because he was a spoiled brat.
War is at a stake.
Because Scarver was a bitch.
Many of them have become-
Because he died. Because he's a bitch.
Bartender,
Earth
that one's on me.
Papers, please, too.
If you don't mind.
We must send them a
Royal
message.
Guard? That obvious?
Message
It's the
conveyed
smell.
in words.
You're one of Caecilia's.
We have wasted too much time with words.
I'm
We need
impressed,
action now.
Commander.
The Earthside elite must be taught a strong lesson for their evil corruption. This is only the beginning of
I was
our
so
war.
worried,
We've been
Amaro.
putting more
I'm really
force
sorry I
into
had you
our
worried
efforts
there.
to
I'm
make
feeling-
Sorry, Frau, bro, but it's never gonna happen.
Yeah.
Many of your fathers and brothers have perished valiantly in the face of a contemptible enemy. We must never forget what the Federation has done to our people. My brother Garmazabi has shown us these virtues through his own valiant sacrifice.
Little bitch.
By
What a
focusing our
bitch.
anger and sorrow, we are finally in a
Purple
position where
haired
victory
bitch.
is within our grasp, and once again our most cherished nation will flourish. Victory is the greatest tribute we can pay those who sacrificed their lives for us. Rise, our people, rise! Take your sorrow and turn it into anger.
Dude,
Zeon
how has
thirsts
no
for
one
the
made this
strength
a
of its
fucking
people.
song yet?
Hail Zeon!
This would be badass.
Oh, that's like dubbed into the beginning of a song.
No, even it in Japanese, I don't care. Like, this is fucking hype as hell. I don't even fucking like Xeon. I want to go kick Confederation ass.
Whoa. So I mean, if you think about it,
Trying to turn this up.
the Xeon do have the noble cause in the war. They just went about it wrong.
Yeah, call them
So
Nazis.
Their
Well,
cause
Nazis.
wasn't very noble.
Yeah. All the Nazis did was want everything that they had back that they lost World War One, and the only shit they had from World War One was shit they took.
And then they got even greedier and took more.
Yeah. Why stop with Poland? We can take France. And then
And the
France.
Czechoslovakians.
And
And the
France is
Danish.
very close to the British, and we don't like them, so we might as well take this stupid island.
Let us ask the Mexicans as well if they would like to kill the Americans and continue with ours. Oh, no, the Americans have got it. Oh, well. And even with the Zimmerman telegraph, we just kind of said, eh.
Yeah.
We just said, y'all ain't doing shit, but also
Man, we ain't
neither
gonna
are
have
we.
Volkswagen Beetles no more. Damn.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
just kind of like, they're dicks. Oh, well, they ain't coming over here. And then Japan came over here, and we got angry at Japan, and then went to Europe.
Listen now. Japan, like, kind of met us halfway. They didn't have the balls to show up in California.
If only.
I think, if I remember right, and Luke, I feel like you're more of a authority on this than I am.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing to actually happen on the actual lower 48 was like some Japanese spy
nuclear bomb
balloon
testing,
contraptions made it over here, and they crashed and caused like fires in the forest or something.
Yeah. No, they were trying to
California's
take
good
the
that far.
airstream, or the jet stream that was above us that crosses the Pacific. They threw some weather balloons with incendiary devices and mines onto them.
That's what it was.
And those are the only things that made it over. And officially, I think they launched about 30 of those. And
Yeah, well, there were only like 5 that made it.
there were only 5 that made it over. And then one that officially caused actual fatalities. And the only reason that happened was 5 years after the ending of World War II, when everything was done. A dumbass family in California thought they'd have a grand old picnic out in the middle, and they were frolicking through the leaves, expecting their American dream. And little Johnny and little Sally saw a UFO, because we were getting into that time frame of America, and they walked over to it, poked it with a stick with their mom, and it blew up.
Jesus Christ.
That is the only casualties those devices caused on American soil.
And the fact that such a young man remembers that, amazing.
Yeah, he was there.
I get very bored at about 10:30 to 2 a.m. and the History Channel has always been there for me.
Now we have Top Gear.
That too.
Top.
Ooh. Which I did go.
But yeah.
So I made a whole ass pot of coffee, expected to be up late.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is about as far as we're getting.
Yeah, yeah. I drank a Red Bull about at 4 o'clock, so kind of glad for it.
Yeah. I was trying to coax Dan into talking about the motivations that Stukov had after reading through his paper and everything.
Fuck the Federation, basically.
And yeah, his
He's a
woes
spy.
with the Federation. But he's not a Xeon spy, no.
No.
He hates the space motherfuckers. But he also hates us. Because you know how, like, historically, Russia and the Eastern Bloc area have been very weary of the rest of the Western and most of the Eastern, Southern, and everyone that isn't Russian or Eastern Bloc people. And so there's a small conglomerate group of people in there that are, I believe, I'm not going to quote this correctly because I don't remember it, but it's something like the New Russian Order or something along those lines. And
Yeah, it's those motherfuckers from Triple X.
yeah,
You think America's free? Try walking into Delhi and pissing on the cheese.
yeah. So they were a part of that, and his village was tormented by the 1 Year War, pretty much with all the aerial battle suits rolling through, explosions and everything. Don't know if anyone close to him had died. I know it's a very classic wartime Eastern Bloc story to where the brother was very big into the revolutionary group to protect the sister, the other member of the family. That's what I gathered from reading it. And
his story sounds like Victory Gun, I think.
Yeah.
You ever watched the beginning of that? It's like war-torn village, and like these mobile suits are just ripping through it. There's like these kids with like rocket launchers and shit trying to trap this mobile suit.
Oh, like the Taliban?
It kind of, yeah.
Terrorism.
Terror.
Yeah, but that was his entire story behind it. And during the drugged up period, not only did they have Morrison, since he's officially listed in there as a field engineer medic technician type of person, so he knew a lot of the ins and outs of the suits and mechanics and technologies and stuff like that. So all the stuff he was doped up on was like truth serum that you couldn't remember, like the shit the Russians gave big-haired bitch in Stranger Things and the other ice cream person who was working with him when they went down into the bunker. So they didn't remember, or he didn't really remember a lot that happened there, but basically everything he knew about what was salvaged and the process to get into the academy and what to put down, he gave to Stukov, which he used to fill out an official application, get in, and go to the academy. And all the demerits and things that have stopped him from being promoted kind of stuff that I was trying to coax out of him, but I guess
oh my god, he's Invader Zim.
Yeah, he's basically Invader Zim when it comes down to
it.
Yes, but
there's this super...
Huh?
No, he's Invader Zim. Because basically his people were like, hey, there's a super secret place over here. Can you go check it out? And he's like, yeah, sure. And they knew he's incompetent and like he wouldn't actually get the job done, and he hasn't. Like he's literally fucking Invader Zim.
Yeah, because all the demerits.
And Dipper is Gert.
Yeah, pretty much.
Exactly. And yeah, all the demerits and stuff, like through the simulations and the training events, mainly at the training events and everything. You know how in the first event, I'm going to keep going back to it since that's an easy way to compare everything, how Morrison was in a radio tent, and how also at displays and everything like that, they typically have a officer's viewing tent where a bunch of the higher ups on base can go to watch the training without directly being involved and all that stuff, like out of the way to where they wouldn't be affected or anything. Yeah, he's taken a couple pop shots with paint at the viewer's place when the commander of the base they were currently stationed at was viewing the training and testing of Xeon suits. So he's taken a couple crack shots to either attempt to injure, murder, gain information out of commanders, which have never gone over well successfully. I don't think he has gotten a single higher up a single higher up member of the Federation military command. But he's taken a couple of shots and everything, and Morrison, being the blissfully ignorant, basically turned a blind eye to it and just called him a dumbass and just kept him on the team.
Fuck you, dude.
So that's what I was trying to get out
of
Daniel to talk
why
about.
When Graf was around him, did he try to do it?
Because he wasn't here the one time Graf was around us.
Oh, that's right.
That is why I got upset, because we could have seen that side of Stukov when it came out, because when he was in between when Graf was mainly there, he was introduced at the beginning of the Tokyo Bay incident, where he told us, and then Leland basically shouted all of us to get in the suits and head out, which we did, leaving Graf there. And then we were all picked up and shipped back at 2:30 in the morning, and everyone was dead tired when Graf addressed us again with Lucette. And then we had him gone training, reading, smoking. Well, his training is reading and simulation kind of stuff. Just basically saying, fuck it, I don't want to be around these idiots today. I already had to deal with so much nonsense in Tokyo Bay, to where all the incidences where we accidentally encountered Graf at our not perfect states, he wasn't around.
I really want there to be a scene where we figure out that he's actually like spying against us, and I'm like, oh, so we have to deal with the traitor, huh? I finally get to shoot this motherfucker after all this time.
I think you just want to kill both of the people that used to be guerrilla soldiers.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
Duff is a firm believer of just do things by the book, keep it traditional, follow the chain of command, and they're completely against that.
Yeah. Just the entire line in the training thing, it's like, you're out! Stay down! Can I just lay down here and just shoot some rocks for fun? No! Bang! Just fucking capped him.
Dutch. Go on back, go.
Just destroys his mobile suit. Did it.
That entire scene. And, I mean, I know a car technically has the least amount of development throughout it, but I think he's the person who's trying to be a decent soldier, but also is quite incapable of it.
Inadequate.
Yeah, like, he's trying his best. Like, at this point, at the first part, he was like, yeah, I'm gonna be badass, we're gonna kill everyone, and that didn't pan out, and he was like, oh shit. And I think the oh shit moment happened when, he almost killed Slade. And,
why is there Christmas music? Why is there Christmas?
Slade
No,
is still
I'm
alive.
just. No, some dude in the fucking game chat's playing Christmas music.
No,
Why?
But yeah. So if Rohan was around more, I'm sure we could definitely get more character development around him. I think if we ever did competently figure out that Stukov was a traitor when it came down to everything, I think the most heartbroken person would in fact be Dipper.
No, Duke, you were my buddy. How
I
could
shoot
you?
Dipper too.
Kill by association, bitch.
They're both spies. Bang. Fuck you.
This is why we're forgotten, because you killed both of them.
I killed everyone, and Morrison just died from heartbreak because I killed everyone in front of him. And then I went entirely crazy. And there's no knowledge. You're like, oh, I guess the fucking Xeon got to him then. I don't know.
Yeah, the Xeon did this. Yep.
Definitely Xeon.
Not the complete incompetence of the team around him.
I guess their luck ran out. No.
Yeah. Well, I mean, also...
No, Duff just lost his fucking minds.
Also, I think there is... Like you were pointing out last time, I don't know if you were just joking about it, but, the New Age pilot, I think that's what they're called, with
New
Mason.
Type.
New Type, there you go.
New type.
Yep.
Yeah. The mind
New
man,
Age.
our little Dipper, who's just...
You new age pilots with your fancy controls and TV screens.
Legs.
Back in my day, we just had holes in the armor we had to look through.
Back in my day, we just fucking fell out of the sky and lost everyone we were friends with. Yeah. No, so that also might be a interesting development. And basically the entire thing with Paul Madman, what I tried to prove on the Cook Island thing, which I'm glad he only got 2 kills, but I'm also glad in the way character-wise how he did them, because they were only both one-hit kind of things, and just
were
done in
shotgun.
flashy ways. No,
They're both
I
shot.
don't think he officially got a final blow on a person using a shotgun. using his shotgun.
No.
But he had the shotgun.
He had the shotgun. The first
In Call of
guy,
Duty,
he
you
used
get
the
experience
shotgun.
because you had the shotgun.
He peppered the thing, exposing the core to when it hit the ground at that speed, it exploded. And the second one, he stabbed, like Mary Poppins falling to the ground, but with a sword. And so, I'm not attempting to give him a title of an ace, because that's going to keep him in the pilot, but I'm also trying to show it's like, he is skilled, he has been around
I'm
these,
not
he
gonna
has fought
toot
them in combat.
my own horn and Stukov's, but we would probably be the ace pilots of the group. Stukov's good at his job, don't get me wrong.
Well, yeah, I mean, Stukov
Just
is
not
definitely a
good soldier.
sniper. He just doesn't move and doesn't listen to orders, which, is
Yeah.
a part of his character. It makes sense. And Morrison, being a leader, in his own mind, isn't out on the field 100% of the time. Well, he's on the field, he's just, not in the suits and helping in unconventional ways. Like with a fucking 50 cal on a plane he nicknamed the Flying Phoenix.
That got traded for a Corolla.
Yep, which has now a couple wires missing from it, thanks to
It's literally spark plug wires. It will not start now.
Yeah.
Scrap metal.
Thanks to Stukov wanting to make his goddamn
You are
jammer, which
so
doesn't
welcome.
work.
He's like, I'm gonna go look for wires. I'm like, you need to go out of the hangar.
As soon as you mentioned the hanger and wires, I'm like, what's he gonna do to Morrison's car? Because there's nothing else in there. That could have been used as wire. Well, there's several boxes, but I mean, you've seen Stukov's sheets and everything. He cannot undo a ratchet strap.
It'd be funny if you walked up to Duff, hey, you want to open this box? No. No, I like my job.
Hey, can you come help me open this box? No.
Listen, farm boy, I'm going to sabotage. You want to come?
I can barely hear you, Bo.
Listen, farm boy, I'm
You're
going to
far away
sabotage.
from your
You want
mic.
to come?
Get close.
It's on my fucking face.
Unplug it, replug it back in.
Hello?
No. It literally sounds like you're a mile away.
I literally did not change anything. Or is it from when I came back?
What? I'm not crazy here, Luke, right?
No, it is a bit muffled, but I'm also turning him up in Discord as well to hear it better.
It's max for me, so I can't.
Mm-hmm.
How about now?
A little better.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
good.
why it's like that, dude. It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
But, no, I said, okay, farm boy, I'm going to sabotage. You would like to come with me to sabotage?
Unless it's the Beastie Boys, no. Is Beastie Boys?
And also, judging by
What
the time
is-
in which he would have
What is
done
being
that.
beastie? Why are boys beastie?
I like to think this is a time when the Beastie Boys are still making music, but we're still they just released one album since last time.
You do know that one of the Beastie Boys is dead.
Well, doesn't matter.
Different timeline.
Yeah, different timeline.
They could all still be alive in this timeline.
They're the AC/DC of Gundam, pretty much. They just keep replacing people.
Yeah.
and don't make any new music.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's plenty of white Jewish boys from.
Yeah.
Hardcore still as fucking retarded as I remember.
Mm-hmm. So, just to keep this also on topic as well, do any of the side character or like any of Team One have background motivations as well, like information about their pasts? Like, because we mainly the two members of that we've interacted with the most, surprisingly, is Slade and Tessa, and we've done nothing with Tyler or Wes for the most part. I mean, we just kind of let them flounder and then eventually go over and help them.
Yeah, I
and
tried to help them with those fucking
This
Zaku's,
time,
but
we're playing this with 5 players.
Yeah.
We used to play with 3.
Yeah. I mean, it's at least the amount of numbers here have built it to where it's like an actual sized unit that the show would have had going around. Rather than just, hey, we got 3 pilots going around.
Think of the OG crew, right? There was Gundam, Gun Tank, Gun
I know
Tank.
what's wrong. I know what's wrong. All right, go into your settings and change your mic to your headset. That's what it is.
Why? Can you hear me good now?
Yeah, yep. Your
Yeah,
mic's
my phone.
your headset. Yep.
How do I do that?
It should be go into settings. It'll be voice and. On the input. Yeah, then you want to put your headset, not your phone.
Input mode, voice activity.
Input mode.
I don't have a choice. I'm not. Yeah, obviously, I'm not on my computer. I'm on my phone.
Right.
Okay.
Well, I'll keep my phone near my face. Yeah.
Yeah. Better.
I'm making little desserts.
No,
Took some peach preserves and put them in a graham cracker
Which
crust.
headset are you using?
My earbuds.
Oh.
You just switch on my Xbox ones.
Yeah, it might work. That mic could have fucked up.
I mean, it sounds fine now.
Yeah, it's alright.
Yeah, for like what we're doing here, it'll be fine.
Why does it do that? It's fucking annoying.
Oh well.
Hey Luke, do you want something to witness? There you go.
You got me now.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, sound
that's
fun.
all good.
Why not?
No. Still going through your phone. Oh well.
Yeah, but so yeah, is there any past knowledge events or writing things you want to cover in this, or should I just end it here?
Tessa, we know through gameplay, she is still like talking to her parents, and they're back on the colonies. So she's actually from space. She came down to Earth.
Snoid.
Yeah, space Noid right there. Yep.
She didn't like seeing all the death and chaos. That's why she's always like looking at the news and stuff like that.
But if she doesn't like seeing all the death and chaos, why is she staying on the news?
She's looking for it. She's looking to see who's doing it.
Mm.
She didn't like that there were people that caused it. So when the Xeon dropped the colony, she decided to fight against them.
Okay.
Even though she's from space.
Makes sense.
Till and Slade both came up through the ranks together.
So they met in the academy, pretty much?
Yeah. They're similar to you and Toby.
Except, space warfare rather than ground testing.
Yes.
Makes sense.
And then Wes, I do have a little bit right up on Wes. Where's Wes's road?
Sure, it's got me something.
What?
Oh no. Ensign West. No, his is short. Tyler is the one I've got the most on.
Oh yeah, zip tie.
Okay, yeah, no, that
So Zip Tie is 23. He's an ensign. He's from America. He's white. North America. Despite his goofy, like how he presents himself, he's actually intelligent. And then he's also an ex-collegiate athlete at Eastern Michigan. He played defensive back.
Built like a DB.
Yeah, so he's kind of skinny.
O-lineman throughout high school since the academy didn't have football.
Armor.
Hmm?
Armor. That was my position.
Yep.
You guys got me so fucking distracted. I made my coffee and just left it sit there.
Insanity.
Waste of good coffee.
Really ain't good coffee.
Toby, I've seen the things you enjoy.
Sleeping?
No, food-wise.
No.
Not the ham and mustard sandwiches.
Ham, mustard, and mayo. Good combination. Pepper jack cheese on top.
Not a mayo sandwich.
Everyone likes mayo. Except people who don't. Oh, that's a grenade.
A toast sandwich. Put a piece of buttered toast in between two pieces of bread.
You put the toast in between the pieces of raw toast.
Boom, you got yourself a toast sandwich.
I got someone good. All right. You know how I said down Vader at one time?
Yes.
I made someone question reality for like probably 10 seconds. Because because there's a couple guys from the basketball team, and one of them usually plays along with my jokes pretty well. Ethan, Bo.
Mm-hmm.
And it was his little brother, and I'm like, yeah, took the down elevator to get there, right? And his little brother looks at me, he's like, the what? Like, the down elevator. He's like, yeah, the down elevator. You never heard of one of those? And then that goes on for like 10 fucking minutes, and he's just like, oh, I think you're crazy, but like both you, I don't know, man. And then and then Jaden, my buddy that got out of the Marines at party was 4. He's like, what are you talking about? He's like, oh, saving, really? Yeah. You're bad, dude.
Hmm.
Oh,
But yeah, I think that was a good shorter segment just to catch up on characters' backgrounds and well, we haven't really gone into the mechanic yard, but there's only two named mechanics that we worry about, and neither of them have really had much development. Well, one has developed several migraines thanks to Morrison and his team.
well, it's
Yeah, no.
Problem with this time
Huh?
going through. A problem with going through this time
Mm-hmm.
is in my brain. I've already done character development for these guys because you guys know them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the certain event
I
that
wish
triggered
we
one
had
of
the
their-
bar,
the bar scene later.
the Slade bar scene with you two.
Mm-hmm.
Made that canon.
but
I mean, it was for that go through when it came to it, but that's the problem with starting again. The events that would have led to the development Takumi had and that entire scene in Australia with Slade at the bar, the initial inciting event that led to them didn't occur through this running of it with the full team.
Oh, I'm glad you think you're getting away from that.
Oh, I know we're not. I am aware this is being postponed. And I am also aware that
I didn't write those speeches for nothing.
Mm-hmm. Oh great, it's gonna have to go through those again. Oh well. But yeah, no, I am definitely expecting there to be more difficult pilots, judging that it was shown at the end of the Cook Island scene that we have now enraged the entire Crow squadron of a Xeon remnant force, and we do not know how large the Crow squadron is. So,
who did I shoot, Bo? And then hangar door. Who the fuck did I shoot? Was that just a grunt, or was that someone important?
Oh, that was no. So that was supposed to be Crockett.
Oh,
But
I was thinking this
him,
might be Crockett. This might be Crockett.
you blew him off the face of the earth one shot.
To be Crockett.
That would have been so. Imagine that in the series, though.
Well, we go home now.
This
Gato
is the main
walks out and it's just blown to bits.
Oh, it's fucking hilarious.
So we didn't.
Well, I think you guys are only halfway remembering the island battles.
Yeah, no. Basically, what I'm remembering, the guy who was in the main suit was the head of the squadron, and now revealing that Crockett was in that suit. We haven't even faced the leaders of that squadron. We just took on a higher up.
If you remember, I let the space shuttle
get away in the first
get
round.
away, and Crockett was like, "Aha! It is no use because Commander Traeger has gotten away," and all that shit.
Oh wait, we killed a commander. Oh shit.
Yeah, Crockett's just the right hand man.
Oh yeah. I didn't think about. That's rough.
So now you've got the commander mourning the death of his right hand man.
His right hand man and two other soldiers, since weren't all three suits that came out of the bunker members of that squad.
Yeah, all the Ifrits were crows. And then the rest of those guys were just
grunts.
Grunts that were on that island to protect the mass driver. So the crows were there to use it, and then the other suits were there to keep it.
So, on a scale of 1 to we're the second most hated in the Xeon's eyes, are we the second most hated in Xeon's eyes?
No. On a 1 to not knowing you exist, you're having a small skirmish chasing a squadron that was on a suicide mission.
I think you fucked up because all the mobile suits we destroyed were state of the art and took several months to manufacture, and we decimated them like that. So you think Xeon as a whole wouldn't realize? No, Ifrits are not mass produced. Those are special made.
Doug, it's an Ifrit custom.
Yeah,
I'm talking about everything else is mass produced.
We killed 4 Ifrits.
Right, so you're having a skirmish with that squadron.
So that remnant, we are the #1 most hated to the Squo Cross. God damn,
the
words.
The
Crow Squadron. But to
Luke, you have math classes this last quarter?
What?
Did you have math classes this last quarter? You got quadrants on your mind?
I wasn't even in a math class that dealt with quadrants and economy.
Jesus.
Yeah, no, but words definitely don't come naturally.
It's only 9:30, champ.
Oh, trust me, it gets worse past now.
Yeah, that's how we have a landfill that's a hole in a Minecraft.
Because I was trying to combine a minefield and a landmine, and I ended up pronouncing it as a landfill.
And then I'm like, all right, well, I'll make a landfill, and then I dug a hole. I'm like, wait, that's not how landfills work.
Yeah, we're what is referred to as a special kind of stupid. Yeah, but
that's fucked up.
Yeah, that's what I did after I got home at. I got home at 12.
But yeah, so this faction of Xeon hates us. But I'm assuming word hasn't gotten
bane of their existence. Yeah, no.
So
basically, the upper management of Xeon is like
the
you
principality.
Guys. They don't know you exist. But like the middle management was like, hey, so you guys are pretty crazy, and you're kind of like, zealous for the cause. We found out the spy told us where these experimental mobile suits are. Go get them. Here's a bunch of shit. Here's a bunch of equipment. Go.
Oh, there's a spy. Oh, great.
You mean...
You knew that, though. Like I said, the itinerary of the boat was leaked, so...
He was on the boat, wasn't he?
What?
The boat, sorry. Nemo.
Okay, at that point. Okay.
Right, yeah, the spy could be on the boat, whatever.
Okay.
I mean, he could be on the waiver, you don't know.
I was about to say...
It could be Sukov.
No, we know. Canonically, we don't, but here we know who Stukov's working for.
I don't know. I think I gotta shoot him.
Me and Mark are having our own calls before the meets, or not the meets, the sessions.
Oh no.
He's just playing dumb.
The innocent, naive one. No, how could we have not seen this coming?
It was me the whole time.
How can you be a top secret espionage? You lost to an amputee in a 100-yard dash.
Or did I?
You did.
I'm
the amputee.
I let you win to lull you into a sense of trust.
I just push on his mobile suit shoulder and he falls over. Yeah, that's it.
Falls. Yeah. Definitely.
I mean, if you're within touching range if there's anybody I wouldn't want to fuck with, it would be Dipper.
The swordsman.
He's got the most melee kills than everybody.
I have the
I mean,
second.
I don't know.
With one.
I had one.
So we had one. I think you guys are tied with
I
one.
forgot he stabbed a ship.
Mine was the ship. Yeah, mine was much more significant. Yeah,
You
suck a dick, all right. You killed a mobile suit. I killed a ship.
Yeah, I fell down on an E3 custom and completely vaporized the pilot.
You need to get that soundbite that's in every movie.
The Wilhelm scream.
Yeah.
Wait, what kind of kill would you count the one where he just basically dropped him? Like, it's not melee, because he's not killing him on impact, and it's not a shot kill, because when he shot him, it did nothing but, like, damage the armor and expose the core.
I would call that a Tom Brady.
Well, that wouldn't count. Isn't that the one that you damaged him so bad he couldn't continue, so he self-destruct?
No, because the first one... Oh, no, I did get a... No, I didn't get the shotgun kill. A car actually managed to shoot an enemy because he
blew you up.
Shot him. He blew up. No, that's not the one I'm talking about. I'm talking about the bazooka bitches.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the Dom.
The Dom. Yeah, that's the one I'm
coming
talking
after you, and a car saved you, but didn't save you.
Yeah, no, a
I'll be
car
honest,
shot
I
the
don't
one which
remember.
didn't save Duff. I forgot who was trapped there. Because it was circling...
You.
No, because I
It was
jumped
circling
up to,
you.
I jumped
And
up
the
to
other
pull
one
it
was
down.
chasing Toby.
He saved me.
He saved Toby. Yeah, that's right. Because they circled him. Because you remember the entire bait and pull strategy I had with him, to where I made the high jump to draw out the shot on him, which Toby shot at him, which brought the other
Yeah, and then
three
Toby
around
turned and
him.
shot. Yeah.
And then a car shot the damaged one, who fell and exploded, giving Toby time to run away. The other two ran. One chased Toby, and one fought me, which I kind of pulled the two robot battle memes where I slid behind him fastly, crushed his thrusters, and shot up into the air and dropped him.
Oh, final kill.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'd call that that's a shot that killed him.
He died. How did he die? Uniquely.
Usually, utterly on his own accord.
On his own accord. He, on his way down, he accepted and acknowledged that Earth had gravity. And found out what happens when dropped from...
Succumb to the forces of the Earth.
From all those meters in the sky.
There was a moment there where I almost dozed off. When I read this, I thought Morrison was trying to steal a Rick-Dom. Like,
No, I surprisingly have not gotten out of a suit yet.
I'm half
You
tempted.
guys do have 3 captured Zaku 2s. I don't know what you want to do with those.
We have...
Rick-Dom better.
I thought we had 2 captured Zaku too, because while they were surrendering,
2,
Duff
yeah,
said,
Toby...
fuck it, and just blew one to Kingdom Come.
And before they say I surrender, I level my gun and just blast one of them.
He put his gun up, and I'm like, oh, he's coming right at me.
His gun was in the air. I thought he was trying to do, like, a mortar shot on me with his laser rifle.
It's possible.
Zaku's don't have laser rifles, by the way.
Okay, well, with his normal rifle, I thought he would have been trying to do a mortar round onto him.
Most Zaku's have, like, a...
plate gun kind of thing.
Like what the fuck is, yeah.
Like a 3
Tachanka.
Yeah, that.
Yeah. They usually burst fire them because they're highly inaccurate. The only time they go full on is when there's a white Gundam that is red and blue with horns coming at it. I like how distorted that was. We picked up none of it, but it sounded right.
It sounded exactly like one of them would say when they're panicking.
Said a white demon, full auto, still die.
Still die. Uh, and just all of us just completely differentiate ourselves, just painting all of the suits away from it. And I like that you also came up with the idea for it. It's like, just to distinguish between the different people, you'll have your insignia. Where are you putting those technically on the suits? On the shoulder. Yeah, and then the accents, like all of them were going to be like green heavily, but like they'd have bottom accent colors to incite who they were.
Yeah, except for Stu, because it's gonna be black on black.
I thought it was going to be like the base was green and it was
Or
black
green,
underneath.
yeah.
So it's like green, black stripe. And Morrison, if we're doing the different colors, I'm just going to choose a brighter color than fucking gray. So it's going to be
I
fucking
was thinking
yellow.
I was thinking like kind of like a Taco Bell mild sauce pack orange.
Yes, you have just made it even better. That orange. It's green orange, forest green with bright orange highlights around it.
Blaze orange highlights.
Blaze orange, and he's coming at you with a shotgun, which he half the time does not intend to use for anything other than a Louisville Slugger. Because the entire scene, I was really hoping that you were going to add a more taxing amount to Stukov, since he was missing an arm with his sniper. Because I was fully prepared to get him to beat half the shit, and I was
in
going
a
to begin...
mobile suit
Yeah.
with, it's ambidextrous. It doesn't matter. He's still got his body.
Yeah.
And then he's like, well, I'm going to dig in and I'm going to rest my gun on this thing. I'm like, well, he's being smart.
He's doing smart things. Yeah. I was just half prepared to begin, like, it was going to run up on me, grab me, I was going to get flung to trees and shit, grasping onto it, fucking punching it. Like, in mobile suits, hand-to-hand combat, just punching the shit out of a Gulf Custom.
So, like, I don't know if you guys realize, Till never launched.
Yeah, I'm aware.
So he was sitting on alert 1 and never had to go. You guys did so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that I was very prepared to be the sacrifice to make alert 1 launch. Like that entire scene, like when we were talking about the songs and the themes to put behind everything, and you were talking about this scene in particular, where initially it was Slade who was in the initial position, getting his ass handed to him on a silver platter.
No.
Well, when we were talking about intros and like scene music and stuff like that, that is the example you brought up. I know that's not what happened.
I'll say last time
that is not what happened.
Slade tries to launch and either Wes or Ty breaks the catapult.
Yeah. Yeah, no, a lot of shit.
Like that person didn't break the cat, but it broke launching them.
Yeah.
So he had to swap over to Cat 2. That takes time, and while he's desperately trying to get his mobile suit in the air, his best friend bites the dust.
Yeah. But like
he has to witness it from a distance.
Mm-hmm. I was taking it as that scene to where it's like, okay, I'll basically be beaten half to death and probably hospitalized after this scene, partially. But I'll take it. Like, when that scene happened, we didn't get to do Dan's idea where he came up, we blew the thing, and he would be immobilized there. It was blown early by a car, sending me flying, and I'm like, well, I'm damaged. I'm the first one he sees, because I'm in the middle of a burning pile, and I'm staring back at him. This is about to hurt a lot. That's all that went through my brain there. I'm like, this is gonna suck. And then the second sniper shot ripped across the sky, and I'm like, oh.
Dan dropping 3, or not Dan, Mark dropping 3 fucking 20s in a row did not help the storyline.
Well, granted, he used all of his 20s against an Ifrit. So, I mean, if that would have continued on, I probably would have come over the radio and had Dan focus on that instead. Probably something about chewing pride or something like that. But hey, it worked out how it worked out. And now we are going to face even worse bad guys.
Yeah, I've got to find a cannon suit for Traeger.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you should do a mobile armor.
That's what I was thinking, but
Pretty badass. We all got to band together to fight, and somehow Stukov lost both of his arms. I don't know how that happened.
Ah, there we go.
Just a beam out of the bushes came, and there was a chuckle over the radio. Man, fucking weird.
I know it's more important, like, to the suit and definitely into what Stukov does with his arms and shit, so that getting taken out seems bad. What would happen, and I'm not saying for Stukov, but, well, no, we've seen what happens when suits get their legs also immobilized.
And no move.
True. That could be... Because obviously these people would have seen how we fight and everything. We faced them twice already. So they would have picked apart people's weaknesses.
yeah.
Stook legs.
It wouldn't matter if he took out Stu's legs. He's just gonna barricade himself.
Yeah, but say if it's not a flat terrain. If conflict is happening on a different side of a small hill in front of Stukov, he's going to have to waste an entire turn to holster his rifle and then crawl up a mountain to get a shot.
He just like fires thrusters and fucking skull drag himself up there. That's what. Now that we're getting
we've
into
also
this, we're
seen
like,
how a car.
we're gonna be what, six episodes in?
I'm counting this as a 4.5 when it came to it. So the next one will still be episode 5. I mean, this is all story primary based, and the only person that listens to it is a Mr. Metro Dweller. I'm using that name. So,
Dylan?
Yeah. Yeah, he's him and Foster are the only two people that listen to it.
Huh.
Yeah.
I listen to it to go to sleep.
And you, yeah.
Pretty fucking boring, dude.
Yeah.
I swear, I think I listened to number 5 and number
5.
1 or 2.
We haven't done number 5
or
yet.
4.
We just have 4, 3, and 1 out because didn't get the audio stuff recording for 2, so that's why we have the entire giant script that I wrote behind it.
Yeah. And then to rewrite, because you guys did a different take on the island fight. I had to rewrite the events between where you're at and where the Wyvern leaves.
So, not for spoilers, but a deep-seated thought that I have right now is that we're not done with the island, are we?
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's good. There's a bunker and a bunch of suits in there still.
There's a bunker, suits, and then
Toby kind of fucked you. Yeah.
You're welcome.
There's a bunker
but
full
I'm
of suits,
badass.
and then there's a ship full of people and information. Yay!
Because where we ended, you guys are RTB and the recovery teams were disembarking the Wyvern.
So I'm assuming we're going to regroup and then we're going to have to go out and rejoin recovery teams.
Basically.
Ooh. Morrison might finally stand up at a table and do fucking lieutenant things with an idea, which, now that I'm also thinking about it, may lead perfectly into a very bad set of circumstances. Basically, where my mind is going is, you're aware of the Titanfall series.
Yes.
And, pilots taking on other pilots who are in suits. Team
Yes.
2, I was going to let Team 1 deal with whatever the fuck is left in fucking what is it? The ship. Like they can go deal with
The
that.
Wyvern.
Not the Waverin. The thing that's on the mass driver platform.
Oh, the shuttle.
The shuttle, yeah. Cuz that's what the suit emerged out of. There's probably a lot of people, information about where it was going, other stuff like that. And then with the bunker, have us deploy mainly on foot and have Stukov with a sniper rifle, a high powered one, go out in a mobile suit and blast a fine hole through the rubble down into the base or down into the bunker, and then have the other members of the team with
So
helmets,
Luke,
flashlights, and comms
what have we
go
learned
into the
about
bunker.
brainstorming plans with the DM?
Oh, I'm fully planning for this to go wrong. This is why I'm throwing it at you, because I want you to make this go wrong, because that's something that's going to happen.
You already walked into something.
All these brainstorming things I'm doing to you is trying to force you to make railroads on us so what happened on the island doesn't happen again. For say. Like to...
It's happening.
Mm-hmm. This is what I am attempting to build.
Sort of like every character like throwing their lives away. It's probably gonna happen.
I can't wait to go in there with a small team of the actual enlisted soldiers who are left on there for the reconnaissance team alongside Duff and Mason. Because we'll leave a card to
Duff
handle
doesn't like
information
Darkhold.
relay.
That's why Duff made it so Darkhold stay dark.
Darkhold stay dark.
I Big John that motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. And then Morrison's entire plan is, we are opening up the door to hell. And we are not taking suits in there. You have your bulletproof vest, you have your standard issue rifle, and you have a helmet that has a flashlight and a microphone on it. These are our supplies.
What if I did a blue flamingo?
What?
A blue flamingo.
A blue flamingo could work as the insignia. Very unique.
Blue flamingo works. Right. Fucking M16s.
But yeah, no, that was the entire plan behind that one. But yeah, I think that's enough background information when it comes down to all of this, so I'm gonna end this one right here for all that fun stuff.